Just a couple of notes to start. Make sure that during our practice you always have at least 2 feet or 2 hands or 2 forearms on the floor at all times. Let's begin by sitting on our ball nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, lifting tall through the crown of the head, hands on thighs or knees, palms face up or down, whatever is more comfortable for you. And start to take your gaze inward. You can close your eyes or just allow the lids to just barely open, like halfway, softening your gaze. And then let's just take our attention to our breath. Not trying to control it yet, just observing it, seeing how it's moving through the body and how the body is responding to the breath. So for instance, maybe the rise and fall of your belly, or the expansion and contraction of your ribs, the lift of your shoulders, the sinking of your hips. And then bring your awareness to the parts of your body that are touching itself or something else. So your feet against the floor, maybe even scrunch your toes. And the ball underneath your legs, near bottom. Your hands on your thighs or your knees. And even your upper arms against your ribs. Maybe the hair against your neck. Just really paying attention to the sensations in the body. So, sitting nice and tall, just get a little bit comfortable on your ball, just rocking back and forth, moving around. Hopefully you've had your ball for a little while and you've had some fun playing around with it and you feel comfortable on your ball. But if you don't feel comfortable on your ball, take things really slowly because we are going to be moving around a bit and I want to make sure that you feel confident on your ball. So, feet firmly planted on the floor. Let's take an inhale and reach for the sky. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do it again. Inhale and reach. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now bring your hands back down to your thighs. So my right hand, your left hand on your thigh. Inhale the opposite arm up. And then as you exhale, just fold over that opposite thigh. Send your gaze down to the floor, or straight out in front of you, or up to the ceiling, whichever feels more comfortable on your neck. Breathing through your side ribs, extending through the fingertips, and maybe rotate that right pinky towards the floor. And reaching through. Let's take a big inhale, come back up to the top, and exhale, release that hand down. So, your right hand, my left hand, is on the left thigh, your right thigh. Inhale the opposite arm up, and then exhale, just lean over that thigh, and then rotate your pinky towards the floor, send your gaze up or down, whichever is feeling nice for you today. Reaching through those fingertips, really extending from the crease of the hip all the way to your fingertip. Nice and long. Bringing your breath into your side body. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, release that hand down. Very nice. We're just going to do some pelvic rolls here. So, sort of hip circles. So, just beginning, whichever side feels more comfortable, just start to make nice big circles on your ball with your hips. Just going in one direction and then the other when you're ready. And then let's come back to center. We'll do cat-cows here. So hands on thighs. You're going to inhale. You're going to lift your chest, lift your chin, and you're sticking your booty out. On your exhale, you're going to tuck your chin and tuck your tail under. And inhale, coming back. Exhale, tucking the chin, tucking the tail. Inhale and exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling and exhale. Very nice. So let's open the legs a little bit wide and just start to shift from side to side. We're again just getting the body used to moving around a little bit. Maybe take some nice big circles. And then in the other direction. Finding whatever feels good. How does this movement feel good to you? Right? So just moving around on the ball a little bit. And then coming back to center. Sitting nice and tall. Very nice. Let's take a big inhale, reaching overhead. And this time as you exhale, just come forward, bringing your hands down to the mat, or you can keep them on your thighs if they don't quite reach the mat, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then again, let's just rotate a little bit, just from side to side. See how that feels. Very nice. Moving around. And then when you're ready, coming back to center, you're going to sweep your arms wide. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Very nice. So we're going to switch positions a little bit. I'm looking at you. I'm going to turn around and face the top edge of my mat. Sit on your ball at the back of your mat. Start to walk your feet forward, rolling down on the ball, bringing your back down, knees bent. Bring your hands behind your head and twist over to one side on your exhale and then the other side and back to the other. Little movements, they don't have to be large. On your inhale, send your arms straight out behind you. Stretch the legs out and bend your knees, just rolling back and forth on the ball. Just warming up the spine. We're going to be prepping for our wheel pose. We're not doing it just yet, but this will help warm us up and get us ready for it. So just keep rolling back and forth, stretching, and then bending the knees. On your next exhale, just walk your bottom all the way down to your mat. We're going to turn around and face the ball. So on your knees, got the ball out in front of you. You can do a couple of cat-cows here. So leaving the ball out in front of you, with your hands on top. Inhale, lift the heart, sticking your booty out as I'm wiggling here. And on your exhale, just tucking under. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. And coming back to neutral spine here. So we're going to take our torso onto the ball here. The knees are still on the floor. Bringing your hands down, so may just be fingertips like me here, depending on how tall or short you are. Tuck your toes under, and then lift the knees. So here we are in sort of a plank pose. And from here, let's bring the arms out, lifting the chest, taking it into a locust. And as you exhale, bring the arms back down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and this time stay here and breathe. Lifting the chest, drawing your shoulder blades together, digging those feet into your mat, pressing through the heels. And just breathing. 2 .
Take a big inhale here, and on your exhale, just bring your hands back down to your mat, lower your knees, and just roll back. Take a few breaths here, just breathing, calming the breath, taking time to recover before moving on to our next pose. On your next exhale, roll forward, tuck your toes under, straighten those legs, grounding through the feet. And then from here, roll onto your tippy toes, really pushing forward. And then when you're ready, just release, coming back to heels towards the mat, stretching the calves. Inhale back to tippy toes. Exhale back, calf stretch. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale back. On your next exhale, lower your knees to the mat and come back, sitting on your heels. Then walk the knees back, taking the ball with you. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, just fold over the ball.
Bring your hands down to your mat. Lift your knees, walk your feet in. We're going to roll out until our thighs are on top of the ball. And then on your exhale, push back, walking the hands back, bringing the heels down, and here we are in a downward facing dog. We'll do that again. Inhale, walking out, coming into a modified plank pose. On your exhale, taking the feet down, and again, you might want to roll off the ball, so keep that in mind. Inhale, coming back out to plank pose. And your exhale back, coming down into your modified down dog. One more time out. And then exhale back. Bring your feet down. Come into your down dog. Very nice. And then let's roll off the ball. Knees come back down.
From your position kneeling,
Keep that belly again really pressed against your ball. On your exhale, you're going to fold forward. Walk it out a little bit, just so that the ball is like right under your belly, hitting the tops of your thighs, the very bottom of your ribs. So you've got both hands and both feet from the balls of the feet on the mat. From here, on your inhale, lift your left hand off the mat. And then if you feel comfortable, you can send your right foot up to become in line with your hip. Now this is going to be challenging for your balance. It is for me right now. And just breathe here, working on staying balanced. And then on your next exhale, bring the left hand down, right foot in. And then on your next inhale, send that right arm out in front of you. And if you feel like it, lifting that opposite leg. Whoop. And it's okay to wobble. I'm definitely wobbling on this side. Whoop. We always have one side that's a little bit better than the other. And apparently,
this is the side that's challenging for me. And let's bring the hand back down.
Let's try one more time each side. See if we get a little better at it. Inhale the left hand up, and if you want, add the foot. Just breathing here, careful with your balance. And take a big inhale here. Exhale, hand comes down, foot comes down, and we'll go to the other side. Lift the hand first, and then try the leg. Ooh, that is still challenging for me. One more big inhale.
And bring that hand and that foot back down.
Very nice, guys. Again, just roll out a little bit. Just playing around here. Do what feels good. what do you want to do here on the ball? Just have a little fun, right? Always keeping either hands or feet on the mat. And then come back sitting on your heels.
Okay, yogis, we're going to transition to a side plank. This can also be challenging just because of balance. So, standing on your knees next to your ball.
Just start to lean into your ball. Still on your knees there. Bring your top leg in front of you with the foot on your mat.
Press into that foot, roll up onto the ball, straighten the bottom leg, and come to rest on the outer edge of the bottom foot. Bringing the hand down to the mat. Here we are in a bit of a side plank here.
Inhale, top arm up to the sky. And you can send your gaze up past that thumb, or keep your gaze looking straight ahead, or even down at your bottom hand, whatever feels most comfortable. And breathing through it. If you feel like you've really got your balance, so this is really easy, then just bring the top foot to resting on the bottom foot. That is definitely going to add more challenge. And if this still feels too easy for you, lift that leg up into the air. Whoop, lost my balance. And again, right, this is playful, so don't worry about it. Falling, it's okay. And just breathing. And then coming back, bringing that top foot back down. Let's bring the hand back down to our hips. Gonna press into the bottom foot, bring that knee back in, and then roll back up, standing on the knees. We'll go to the other side. So again, standing on our knees next to the ball, and start to lean into your ball. Take it over, bringing your hand down. That top foot comes in front as you stretch the bottom leg out. So again, this is my side that's really challenged. And you can stay right here if this is a good challenge for your balance. Or you can send your arm up, send your gaze up, wherever feels good. And then again, if this is super easy for you, go ahead and bring that foot on top. And again, this is challenging for me on my side. So find the balance that is going to challenge you today. And again, just have fun, right? If you can't laugh in yoga, then there's no point in it. So make sure that you're having fun. So if you've managed to get your top leg up, why don't you bring it back down? And then let's bring the hand back down to the hip. Top leg comes down in front, lowering the knee, and then rolling back to standing on the knees. Great job, everybody. Coming back to standing on the knees at the back of your mat. We're going to move into a chin stand. So don't worry, you don't have to go all the way down. You can even use props in front of you. So I'll show a variation of that. Okay, yogis, this is the chin stand modification. So using a bolster or blankets, cushions to rest your chest on when you come forward. So again, back of your mat on your knees, inhale, exhale, fold over your ball, hands come down, lift your knees, walking the hands forward. So here you're gonna bring your hands right in front of your bolster, lift your legs. So now you're just in like a plank. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, just lower your shoulders down to your bolster. Lift your legs up towards the sky, and then lower them back down. Press your hands into your mat, lift your chest off the bolster, walk your hands back under you. So choose the variation that best supports you today. And now for the regular chin stand. Standing on your knees, ball right in front of your belly. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, fold over your ball. Lift the knees, walk in, hands coming down. So you get to this point where your shoulders are over your wrists and your feet are straight out behind you. So like in a plank pose with your legs lifted, take a big inhale here. On your exhale, just bend your elbows, lowering your heart to your mat. And you can even lift up. And then inhale back up. So, you can always just stay right here if that chin stand is a little too intense. Or, don't take the legs all the way up. So just play around. What feels good? And then maybe roll back out into a down dog. Inhale back out to the plank. Exhale back. Down dog. Inhale out. Plank. Exhale. Down dog. Very nice. So one of the reasons we want to come back to a neutral position here is because when you go down into chin stand, the blood runs to your head. And if you come up too quickly, that could be uncomfortable. You could get a headache from that. Let's take a big inhale. And on your exhale, just roll back and come back to standing on the knees. Okay, yogis, we're going to move into a wheel. So we're coming back to the back edge of our mat. We're going to sit in front of the ball. So coming down in front of it, make sure the ball is centered. And then coming to bent knees, feet on the mat. Take a moment just here. Just resting for a second, catching your breath. And then when you're ready, push your feet into the floor and lift your hips, rolling onto the ball. So walk your feet in. And this might be as far as you want to go, and that's totally cool. You do have to work your way into doing a wheel. So if you're not quite ready, that's cool. Just roll out a little bit and just take it a little farther every time you go. Just seeing how it feels. And then for those of us who are practiced in doing the wheel on our ball, we'll take it all the way over. So I'm going to walk forward a little bit. I need a little bit more space on my mat. And bringing my feet up. Walking the feet in. Bring your hands down behind you. Grab onto your mat. Keep walking the feet until you just start to bring your head towards your mat. And again, you don't need to go all the way down. Just go as far as feels comfortable. And if you're there and this is part of your practice, you can bring your forearms, interlace your fingers together, bend your elbows, and lower your forearms down to the mat behind your head. And so you notice your heels may come off the mat in this pose. Mine do, just because the ball is so tall. And just breathe here. Wherever you're at, just take a moment, breathing and enjoying the stretch. And if this wheel is way too intense for you, don't worry about it. Just practice getting your hands behind you. Just get into the flow of walking back and forth, doing what feels good, right? Just getting those arms down is really part of the process. And then if they're not there, that's totally fine too. Just keep them out. You can grab onto your mat if you can. I can't reach both sides. And just start rolling out, letting the head be heavy. Just seeing how it feels. Just getting your spine used to rolling out. And again, if this is the first time you're doing it, I know it's really challenging, and just know that I've been doing this for a long time, so that's why I can get my head all the way down. My first time, I definitely could not. So just keep rolling it out, just like I'm doing here. And if you're one of those people that loves hanging out in wheel, make yourself comfortable.
If you also feel comfortable lifting one leg up in the air, you can go ahead and do that.
I'm losing my balance as I'm doing that. But always remember keeping at least 2 feet or 2 hands on the mat. Just roll it out. Just enjoy this back bend. You can grab onto your mat as I'm doing here and lowering the head down and then rolling back up. And then eventually let's all come back to our neutral spine here. So we want to have, before we sit all the way up, we want to let the blood that has been pouring down into our brains while we had our head below our hearts, we need to make sure that we are just equalizing that. So stay here for a little bit, and you can do like I'm doing, just stretching out, being the head at a neutral level until we're ready. And you can keep doing this as long as you need. And then on my next exhale, I'm going to come and sit my booty down on the mat. I'm still keeping my head rested on the ball, and I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together so that my legs are in the shape of a diamond. And I'm just going to rest here. So my head is a little bit tilted up. It's not quite all the way up, so that blood is still equalizing, still draining back down to my heart. And then just breathing, taking some time here. It's really important to always recover from your inversions. So even though wheel is a back bend, it's still considered an inversion because your head is below your heart. So just breathing, getting comfortable. And when you feel like you're ready, we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. So you're going to roll your ball out, come all the way down onto your back, move the ball so it's at the top of your mat, and lay all the way out, holding the ball in your hands. We're going to do a little bit of a core flow here. And again, just do what feels comfortable for you today in your body. And if you want to do, I'll show you a variation of this first. So bend your knees. Keep them a little bit wide on the mat. You've got your hands around the ball above your head. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, bring the ball to your knees. Inhale back. Exhale, ball to your knees. Now if you want to take another variation of it, it's a little bit more challenging. Extend your legs out. Take a big inhale. And on your exhale, bring the ball to your feet and lower down. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bring the ball back to your hands and exhale, lower down. Take a big inhale. Exhale, exchange the ball and back out. And then just going at your own pace. And remember, you can be doing these just to your knees and back. It's still an excellent workout. So when you're ready, just come to lying, legs flat, or legs long. You still have the ball here. We're going to do a variation of half baby with you. So from here, let's bend the knees. Let's take them nice and wide, feet wide on the mat. On your next exhale, bring the ball between your legs, grab onto the backs of your thighs, and just stay here holding that ball between your legs. You're applying a little bit of inner thigh strength here. And if you want to kind of roll around, feel comfortable doing that. And then on your next inhale, pull the ball in towards your hands, and then lower the ball back down. And then we're going to come into Shavasana here. So you can do a traditional Shavasana, just lying on your mat, or you can use the ball and rest your legs on top of the ball. I particularly like to do that. So here, just bringing the bottom of the legs on top of the ball, just resting, arms out by your sides. Just take a nice deep breath. Just do a few of those. Just cleansing breaths here. Breathing through the nose. Getting comfortable. You want to make sure that in your Shavasana, you're not exerting any effort at all.
If you need to hold your legs together to keep them up on the ball, grab a strap and wrap it around your thighs and tighten it so your thighs won't fall open.
Just close the eyes. And start to take your gaze inward. And notice anything you might be holding on to. I just noticed I was holding on to tension in my thighs, so I let that go. If you have any tension in your jaw, just release that. And if you start to notice thoughts arise, don't feel like you need to chase them down. Just let them pass and focus on your breath. If your mind starts to wander, always bring your attention back to your breath. And start to lengthen your inhales and exhales. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bringing your awareness back to this space. And on your next inhale, send your arms straight out in front of you and circle your wrists and circle your ankles. Bring in one direction and then the other. And then on your next inhale, send your arms all the way overhead, stretching from fingertips to tip toes, nice and long. And on your next exhale, just bring the knees in towards your chest. You can give them a hug if that feels good, grabbing behind the knees. Rock from side to side if that feels good. And then when you're ready, you're going to roll up or come onto your side. And then I have to chase my ball around. We're going to come back to sitting on the ball. So coming back, sitting nice and tall here. Hands on thighs. Let's just take a nice big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhaling. Open the mouth. And then return to breathing naturally through the nose. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. Press your thumbs into your ribs and spread your fingers wide, like you're sending your heart energy out to the world. Take a big inhale and lift the heart. As you exhale, bow your head to your heart with gratitude. Thank you, yogis, for joining me today. I hope you had fun, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so that you'll be notified every time a new class becomes available.